Solutions 93.9 FM.
News, sports, entertainment, top 100 music on your Remedy Radio dial. Solutions 93.9.
Do not touch that dial.
And we go racing for the Hungarian Grand Prix. Good launch for Max Verstappen, and immediately they're going to go wheel to wheel. Side by side they go into turn one. Will we go three wide in there? Verstappen has the inside line. Max Verstappen has the lead of the Grand Prix as he runs Lewis Hamilton wide. And what a move to the inside for Oscar Piastri, who moves up to second position. Hamilton from pole down to third. An amazing getaway. The two Brits go wheel to wheel. Verstappen has the lead. Then it's Piastri. Then it's Lando Norris. No grip, no traction, no drive for Lewis Hamilton.
The launch there and the drive phase. That's why Verstappen was weak last time out at Silverstone.
Sorry about that, guys.
Red Bull round the final corner on a day to celebrate for the team and driver. The Dutch driver has dominated once more. 7 victories in a row for Max Verstappen, who wins the Hungarian Grand Prix. And that long-standing record is gone. 12 wins in a row for Red Bull in Formula One. They take the consecutive win record away from this team, from McLaren. And I don't think McLaren will mind too much because they are resurgent in the hands of Lando Norris, who is on his way to just his 8th Formula One podium. What an outstanding drive once again. He lost the position to his teammate at the start. He calmly retook it in the pit stop sequence. Lando Norris back on the second step of the podium. What a July he is having. And across the line, Perez recovers from 9th to 3rd, chased all the way by Lewis Hamilton.
Not a bad race car, is it? Controlled that beautifully.
Well, what a July for some drivers in Formula One. With that, we'll welcome you to Kickoff Sport Show this morning, the Hungarian Grand Prix. And for Lewis Hamilton finishing 4th. Well, I'm finishing first and finishing positively. This week, my name is Oladapo Kunubi, a.k.a. Young Striker 9. Top of the morning to you. Italy, Argentina in halftime of the FIFA Women's World Cup. The first half is goalless. No African team has recorded a win at the ongoing FIFA Women's World Cup. Remember, South Africa got bashed 2-1 by Sweden yesterday. And it was a 5-0 bashing of Zambia by Japan. Remember, Super Falcons of Nigeria recorded goalless against Canada. So let's keep our fingers crossed when that African team will come to the pitch at the FIFA Women's World Cup to record a win. 9:30 will be the clash between Germany and Morocco. Well, can the Moroccan ladies pull up a surprise in their first game of the FIFA Women's World Cup that is ongoing this period? Well, let's just look at more updates on the show this morning. Well, let's dip down into Formula One and we talk NBA as we also look at updates from the FIFA Women's World Cup. Remember, you can be part of the show this morning. We're live on Facebook, facebook.com/solutions939FM, facebook.com/solutions939FM. Also, check us out live on YouTube, Solutions939FM. Send us a WhatsApp message straight to 0904 4222939. Maybe your team is not doing well in the preseason on the transfer window. You want us to talk about it? Let's go.
News, sports, entertainment, top 100 music on your Remedy Radio dial. Solutions 93.9.
Do not touch that dial.
Well, like you heard earlier, Max Verstappen delivered Red Bull and F1 record 12th consecutive Grand Prix win as a cruised to a victory at the Hungarian Grand Prix after passing Lewis Hamilton on the opening lap. Verstappen got an excellent start from P2 on the grid to draw alongside the pole seating Hamilton and claim the lead going into turn 1. Well, with that one, it shows that a lot still needs to be done by Mercedes and other teams. Maybe we can just say that for Red Bull, They've been bullying all teams in the Formula One this season. And a quick look at the standings, the same as Shadows. And the driver standings, Max Verstappen still leads with 281 points. And Red Bull teammate Sergio Perez is second with 171 points. Fernando Alonso of Aston Martin is third with 139 points, as Lewis Hamilton is fourth with 133 points. George Russell of Mercedes is with 90 points, placed fifth. Well, following the Hungarian Grand Prix, we also, over the weekend, it is going to be the Belgian Grand Prix going down next this weekend. That is 28th of July to 30th of July. Well, the first practice is scheduled for 28. Moving away from Formula One this morning, let's go straight and look at update from the world of tennis, as games are going down today at the Hamburg European Open ATP 500, where Luca Vaas will be up against Alexander Müller. And that game is starting 10 o'clock. 11:30, we see Thomas Echeverry against Laszlo Jerry. Thiago Monteiro taking on Guido Pella. 1 o'clock, 2:30 is Arthur Fuse against Daniel Garland. And Richard Gasquet will take on the court by 5 o'clock against Daniel Atmoyer. Well, looking at the Atlanta Open ATP 250, Ethan Quinn will be up against Alexander Vukic as Leon Harris battles James Duckworth. At the Atlanta Open ATP 250, we've got a lot of games, most especially doubles, going down there in Croatia. The Umag ATP 250, we've got 5 games going down. Starting 3:30, Duj Ajukovic will be up against Dino Primzic, as Alex Papirin will be up against Benjamin Bonzi. Dominic Thiem against Facundo Bagnis, as Taro Daniel will take on Martin Langelius. And the last game, 8 o'clock tonight, Flavio Caboli will be up against Marin Cilic. Swiss Open WTA will see Alia Boslova against Anna Bogdan, as Elena Avenzia will be up against Ignia Rodina, while Julia Radiar will be up against Patricia Maria Teague, and Daniel Perry by 2 o'clock will take on Mira Andreeva. The last game of the day will see Erika Andreeva against Jill Tegmon. Away from tennis, let's talk NBA. This morning, where the NBA's Board of Governors approved the sale of Charlotte Hornets to a group led by Rick Schnarr and Gabby Plotkin, clearing the way to end Michael Jordan's 13-year run as majority owner. The BOG vote was 29-1 to approve the sale, with the New York Knicks owner James Dolan registering the lone vote against, source said. Now, the completed sale of the team, purchased at an approximate $3 billion valuation, will be executed in the next 1 to 2 weeks. As Schnarr, who had been a minority owner with Atlanta Hawks, and Plotkin, a minority owner with Hornets, will become the franchise's governors. Jordan will keep a minority stake in the franchise. Well, time is everything, right? And it's about, even if you're when you're an ex-star, you know what it takes, most especially for those going into business. You know what the business is. But let's see what happens. All we just want is, what we are also seeing right now, ex-internationals also having stake in clubs, in football management, in sports management. Let me put it that way. But now let's move to the second half of the show, where we talk football. Right, remember the FIFA Women's World Cup still on. New Zealand, Australia, these two countries co-hosting 51 minutes of action. Argentina still slugging it with Italy. The game is goalless, and with what we are seeing, for those monitoring and for those who are not, let's also let you know that the Italian side is, trying to put everything in place. Well, some are hoping to see maybe a drawn game, but Nigeria started, with draw at the FIFA Women's World Cup, and after that, France, Jamaica played out goalless. And looking at other games, it has been a lot of goals scored so far at the FIFA Women's World Cup. Let's jump straight as we start with the Super Falcons camp.
News, sports, entertainment, top 100 music on your Remedy Radio dial. Solutions 93.9.
Do not touch that dial.
So, Coach, today is game day +2. How is the mood like in camp?
Well, I think it's good. You know, yesterday on game day +1, we just did our recovery training for those players that, you know, played a lot of minutes and got some yoga, got some recovery training in, got them in the pool, the hot and cold tubs, and then gave them a little bit of a break in the afternoon to get out and do a little bit of shopping and sightseeing around the hotel. It was good for them to be out. They've been so isolated in camp. So we rewarded them a little bit with that. And then today, you know, obviously we'll be training in the evening since our matches are going to be late in the evening here. The next 2 matches will be at 8 p.m., so we want to simulate that. So we'll see how training goes tonight. But so far, the mood of the camp looks to be in a very good place right now.
Finally, your message to Nigerians.
Keep supporting us. We appreciate the supports, all the messages I've gotten from back home in Nigeria, as well as the Nigerians here in Australia. They were great support in the stadium. And just keep sending positive vibes to the team because we're in this all together.
We are all in this together. That is coming from Coach Randy Waldrum speaking on the team's mood ahead of the game they have against co-host Australia. But hey, Super Falcons captain Onome AB says the team is buoyant mood ahead of the second game against Australia at the 2023 FIFA Women's World Cup. AB and her teammates started their campaign with an impressive goalless against Olympic champions Canada at the Melbourne Rectangular Stadium on Friday. Randy Waldrum's side will be up against Australia at the Brisbane Stadium on Thursday. The Matildas, remember, defeated debutant Republic of Ireland 1-0 in their opening fixture. And, well, we've got some key players who also missed that game due to suspension. One of them happens to be Alimatu Ayinde, and she has said she cannot wait to return for the Super Falcons in their next Group B game against co-host Australia at the ongoing FIFA Women's World Cup. Ayinde was ruled out of the Super Falcons opener against Canada after she got a straight red card at the semi-finals of the 2022 WAFCON. The sending-off ruled her out of the third-placed match against Zambia and also the opener at the World Cup. She will now be back in action when the 9-time African champions face Australia on Thursday. Let's talk about backings, support, and positive stories ahead of the game against the Australian side. Director General, World Trade Organization, WTO, Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala has tasked the Super Falcons to go all out for victory against Australia. The Super Falcons take on the co-host on Thursday. Now, Okonjo-Iweala took to her social media handle to congratulate the Super Falcons on the impressive draw against Canada and charged the players to do more against Australia. Now, this is the tweet coming from Okonjo-Iweala. Says, and I quote, "Hello, Super Falcons. Congratulations on an incredible effort in your draw with Canada. Wishing you the best in the upcoming Australia matchup." End of quote. Well, remember the Thursday's encounter will kick off at 11 a.m. Nigerian time. So we'll be updating you here live on Solutions 939 FM. Remember, Abbas and the whole Yoruba Sport team will be live at 11 o'clock on Thursday to let you know how this game is going. We go on the break, and when we return, we look at more updates this morning. Let's just also take you back to what is happening between Argentina and Italy. 56 minutes of action, still goalless. We'll be right back. Do not touch the dial.
Yo, what's up?
Do not touch that dial.
You know the radio you tune to, it's your Remedy Dial, 93.9 Solutions FM.
Your number one Remedy Dial.
What's
Mommy!
Yes, daughter?
Why is it that almost everyone in my school comes with Sumal candies and biscuits? I just want to know.
Yes, darling. It's because Sumal food is amazing and simply the best.
Yes, Mommy. Even the Sumal wafers and the chewing gum that you've always given to us are extremely delicious and captivating.
Hello, everyone. Here's your bread. Of course, it's yellow bread.
Wow!
Thanks, my dear. We always enjoy Jolly bread. For your biscuits, wafers, candies, chewing gum, and bread.
Sumal Foods, love and prosper.
Sumal Foods. What's up?
Check your phone. I just send you Momo referral.
My mama don't run that one for me since now. Me say for the find who I go refer, make a quick hammer my million.
Hey! You too fit be one of the 12 millionaires for the Momo Refer and Win promo. To win, dial star 671 # to sharply open your Momo account and select option 6 to refer family and friends them. After that, make sure say them open Momo account and use and recharge airtime or data at least 100 naira. Chicken, the more people where you refer, the more you go win. If you not see out of 12 million naira every week, you fit chop out of 25 million naira.
Momo Refer and Win promo. The more you refer, the more you win. Promo go run from June 15 till August 9, 2023. Terms and conditions they shall.
Welcome back to Kickoff Sports Show on your Remedy Radio Dial Solutions 939 FM. Shout out to guys watching us live on Facebook and YouTube. Honorable Ashikwa Adekunle Okpeyemi watching live on Facebook. Arani Yaya Omotosho Matthew. Shout out to you guys. Well, let's also know that what you want us to talk about your clubs. Oluwase Yojo. Well, I know Kunle Ashikwa is an Arsenal fan. And well, all I just want to talk about Arsenal is that you guys lost against Manchester United in a preseason game. But that is not... that result will not really speak when the season starts, right? Okay, but let's just keep our fingers crossed to know what you want us to talk about. We're live on Facebook, facebook.com/Solutions939FM, YouTube Solutions939FM, WhatsApp 0904-422-2939. Remember, keep following us on Instagram, Twitter at Solutions939FM, also on Threads, Solutions939FM. All right, now let's just quickly take you straight and let you know more about the FIFA Women's World Cup games scheduled for today. Germany will be up against Morocco by 9:30. And Brazil will be up against Panama. Let's also hope that matter will matter in this game today. But live update 60 minutes between Italy and Argentina women. It is goalless. Well, for the Italian girls, they had won in the blue jersey, while the Argentines are with a striped white and blue jersey. Well, let's just use the pants blue and white. Right, okay, now let's move on this morning and let us talk transfer stories. Okay, so a lot of people have been talking about Wilfried Zaha, who may soon be unveiled by Turkish Super League side because this man already, got to Turkey yesterday ahead of his move to the Turkish Super League. We look at Kylian Mbappe, Harry Kane, Harry Maguire also on the show this morning. But latest updates we are getting is about Marcel Sabitzer to Borussia Dortmund from Bayern. And update from Fabrizio Romano says 19 million euros package agreed. Add-ons also included. Long-term deal ready to be signed later this week if all goes to plan. Manchester United decided against his return weeks ago, and Borussia Dortmund on it as well is being called. Update has that Wolves are expected to sell winger Daniel Pendes after he stayed behind from their Portugal camp to train at their Campton Park training ground. And let's also look at more updates this morning. Pakistan defender and ex-England youth captain Essa Suleiman has completed transfer to some Guide FK as international teammate Rahiz Nabi trains in Cyprus ahead of next move. All right, Rangers have tabled one final take it or leave it bid to prize Brazilian striker Danilo away from Feyenoord. That's according to reports. Now let's talk about taking it this morning. Maybe you say that the transfer window suffered violence from Saudi Pro League and the violence taken by force, right? Okay. Now let's talk about the whole issue with Tottenham. Harry Kane, Marcel must stay. Now reports we are having is that Tottenham is ready to sell Harry Kane if he fails to extend his contract with the London side. Now Tottenham owner Joe Louis has told chairman Danny Levy that Harry Kane must be sold this summer if the striker refuses to sign a new contract. And with that, Manchester United having encouraged, they could still land Harry Kane because of a belief the striker will have to leave Tottenham Hotspur this summer. Spurs owner, telling Danny Levy, the chairman of the club, is not prepared to let Harry Kane leave the club for free next summer, and the England player will either have to sign a new contract or move this transfer window, just like the same problem of Kylian Mbappe in PSG. According to sources, Kane, who has a year left on his deal, has already decided he will not extend his contract. A deal to bring Kane to Old Trafford is still viewed as unlikely, and Atalanta's Erasmus Højlund and Eintracht Frankfurt's Randall Colomani are considered more attainable target. Otolori Tokumbo, thank you for your message. Fine boy, no pimples. Well, yeah, thank you. But let us also know the club you support. All right, now let's look at more transfer stories. Of Fulham have agreed for £5 million. That is approximately $6.42 million deal with Wolves to sign striker Raul Jimenez. Jimenez is set to finalize personal terms, and the medical is expected to take place early this week. Fulham's interests come amid ongoing uncertainty over the future of Alexander Mitrovic, who is not available for selection after being frustrated at being denied a move away from the club. And we're also getting an update that the Serbia forward is keen on joining Saudi Pro League side Al Hilal, who have had a £25 million bid rejected, with Fulham valuing him in excess of £50 million. Wow. Now, looking at more updates of this morning, Alex Telles has left Manchester United to join Saudi Pro League side Al Nassr on a contract until 2025. The two clubs announced on Sunday the 30-year-old defender, who won the Europa League last season while on loan at Sevilla, will be reunited with former United teammate Cristiano Ronaldo at his new club. Financial details were not disclosed, although media reports suggested United would receive around £6 million, approximately $7.71 million for the deal. Well, looking at more updates this morning, and we talk about Wilfried Zaha. Well, Ivorian forward Wilfried Zaha has arrived in Turkey ahead of finalizing his move to Galatasaray from Crystal Palace. Galatasaray are close to agreeing a 3-year deal with Zaha, who is a free agent after his contract expired at the Selhurst Park earlier this summer. Well, at the point in time, we heard that Zaha may be moving to the Saudi Pro League, but he's in Turkey. And, he should be enjoying his game right there. Maybe from Turkey, moving to Saudi Arabia. Well, remember, we're also getting updates that Chelsea have reportedly made a £39 million offer to sign Crystal Palace star Michael Olise. All right, now let's just quickly look at more updates this morning concerning Kylian Mbappe, Saudi Pro League move, staying back in PSG, same as Callum Hudson-Odoi. PSG President Nasser Al-Khelaifi is encouraging Kylian Mbappe to listen to offers that may come in for the forward this summer. Now, Al Hilal have reportedly offered Kylian Mbappe a sensational £173.2 million per year. That is approximately €200 million deal to join the club. And should we do this conversion into Naira? No, I will not do that. I will not do that. It is Monday morning. I don't want to cause any headache. All right, guys. Well, we'll continue with the transfer update on Extra Time this evening. Colin Alfred will be joining me all the way from the MLS side. From USA, where we had Lionel Messi score the winning goal for Inter Miami over the weekend. All right, well, my name is Oladapo Kunubi. We'll move to the other side of the show this morning, where we look at headlines on the pages of Nigeria's newspapers. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Do not go anywhere. Thank you for listening. Remember, we're still live on Facebook. Facebook.com/Solutions939FM. YouTube Solutions939FM. Sun's gonna shine.
It's Solutions 939, baby.
Ololade Miyashake.
93.9 FM. Keep it locked.
ọmọ yìí kò kakú ó fẹ́ ló bí Dangote ó ní láti jagun ìgbádùn ayé pọ̀ lẹ́yìn ìpọ́njú má bẹ̀rù rọ́jú sun's gonna shine on everything you do ọmọ náà wò lè wákú abúti gbé bakú no dey form say you jaju try to dey kaku Ali Celeste handles my situation all my pains and my troubles steady lighting my candle chop long we be part of the struggle no one sun's gonna shine on everything you do. Happiness on the way, oh my God. Light up my fire, loloke. Mr. Money, me I'm a load, shake. One body shake, shake. Don't tell we I don't see the I be the over me, no be like Yazoo. That was okay, I mean that was shit. Eyes on me, I know people. Jamula mommy, no be sodo. Money really, Jacka sodo. See, I didn't come, with some mommy Joe. 24 karat sati, be jazzy, I be classy, give mighty. Bad boy from starting, no Miami, ile for Illuminati. Ọmọ yìí kò kakú, ó fẹ́ ló bí Dangote, ó ní láti jagun. Ìgbádùn ayé pọ̀ lẹ́yìn ìpọ́njú, má bẹ̀rù rọ́jú. Sun's gonna shine on everything you do. ọmọ náà wò lè wákú abúti gbé bakú no dey form say you jaju try to dey kaku Ali Celeste handles my situation all my pains and my troubles steady lighting my candle chop long we be part of the struggle no one sun's gonna shine on everything you do.
Ẹ káàárọ̀ nílùú Ìbàdàn. Solutions 93.9 FM.
News, sports, entertainment. Top 100 music on your Remedy Radio dial. Solutions 93.9.
Do not touch that dial.
Okay, it's 8:30 on Solutions 93.9 FM. It's another beautiful Monday morning in the big and beautiful city of Ibadan. Though the weather seems cloudy again, it was a rainy weekend, and I think it seems it's extending to the brand new week. But like Ashake was saying in that song, sun is going to shine on everything you do. irrespective of how cloudy the weather may be, just believe that sun will definitely shine on everything that you do, meaning that everything you do today for good shall receive divine blessings. I'm sounding like a pastor this morning.
I like that clause. For good. Everything you do for good. For
good.
For
yeah,
good.
everything you do for good.
Pastor Laffy.
Okay.
Good morning to you.
My name is Adida Molala Fenwa. It feels so good to be from the daily segment on AM Update on your number one radio dial, Solutions 93.9 FM.
I love that energy. It's good to be alive. It's good to be agile. Right. I mean, despite the rain yesterday, I mean, it started raining around, I think, 11, 12. Yeah. Until like, I think around 3, 4.
And I think it started on Saturday. Saturday was rainy. Where were you on Saturday?
It rained. Yeah, I think remember I sent you a message.
Where were you on Saturday?
Yeah, on Saturday.
What were you doing on Saturday?
What was I doing? I went for a church program. I still returned to work, and I left around 4, 5 o'clock. Okay. Right, I left the office. I went home. I went to rest. Sunday, I rested. But the only thing that stopped us from resting, by the way, shout out to IBEDC. For us to have like 6 hours uninterrupted power supply.
Are you kidding me?
Oh no.
Well,
what type of mentality is that?
No. The thing is, it's believed that the month is gradually coming to an end. So maybe it's another time for them to start going around and how
checking. And I mean, all the power we bought, we get exhausted. Don't worry, we know how to do it. Sometimes we switch off the fridge when we want to use the iron. and by the way, the IBDC plan, they still need to explain more about the new subscription plan. Okay. They need to go to the media. They need to do more PR for people to know, right? And now let's go straight. I've got with me the Punch and the Nation newspapers this morning. There's a lot of controversy in Lagos, most especially about the mass burial, which the Lagos state government debunked such story. And well, we have that headline on the Nation newspaper this morning.
Okay, I have the Nigerian Tribune and the Vanguard newspapers with me this morning, and these two papers also talk about the controversy surrounding Lagos state government and
the NSAS
protest,
the death and the likes,
and everything. Okay.
All right, now let's go straight to the papers. But remember, we are live on Facebook, Solutions 939 FM. Search, watch, like, share. On YouTube, Solutions 939 FM. Like and subscribe. And well, remember, you can also download our app on Google Play Store to listen on the go. If you don't have a radio set, just go online. Go straight to Google Play Store, type Solutions 939 FM, click the download button to listen on the go. And for those of you who are used to Radio Guardian, just search for Solutions 939 FM. I keep listening. We'll be right back.
News, sports, entertainment, top 100 music on your Remedy Radio dial. Solutions 93.9.
Do not touch that dial.
All right, taking my first shot at the Nigerian Tribune this morning, there is this very interesting caption on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune. It's on the cap headline, okay? It says, Evans will not fall if justice is done. Atiku replies Tinubu. Moving to the banner headline this morning, it says, End SARS, Lagos plans burial for 103 bodies. And the rider under that caption says, Government says victims not from Lekki Tollgate. That story is on page 3 of the Nigerian Tribune this morning. Volatility in foreign exchange market unsettling. CPPE. The story is on page 6. MPC economists warn against further increase in benchmark interest rates. The story is on page 7. NDLEA arrest drug lord in Lagos hotel. The story is on page 16. How National Social Register was conceptualized in 2016. NASCO. The story is on page 3. Now, this is one that concerns parents now. Fees hike. Parents lament weigh options. And the rider under that says, petrol subsidy removal akin to new Naira redesign fallout, say Nigerians. That story is on page 2. I saw the story over the weekend about the hike in tuition fees of some federal schools, for that matter.
Same as unity schools. Same as
Unity
unity-
scho-
unity
yeah, federal
schools,
unity
yeah.
schools. I mean, it's becoming unbecoming now. Okay, 20 feared killed rather as fuel tanker explodes in Ore. That story is on page 27. Police nab Benenui attempting to use 9-year-old son for money ritual. These and many more stories will be found on the pages of the Nigerian Tribune this Monday morning.
Okay, going straight to the Nation newspaper this morning. The cap headlines. NSAS, nobody taken from toll gate, says Lagos government. Nigeria equities outperform global stocks with 1.3 trillion naira gain. Shetima in Rome for Global Food Security Summit. IMF forecast weak growth, inflation surge next year. I take that headline again. IMF forecast weak growth, inflation surge next year. I also hope that the federal government should be thinking faster ahead of this, because I mean, look at the flood that happened over the weekend, and there have been a lot of warnings from NEMA, from the NIMET, but it's like maybe our governments want to cash out. That's the reason they are not doing things at the right time. Okay, now let's look at this headline. Markets await monetary direction from CBN's MPC. Red headline from the Nation newspaper this morning. Why I deserve re-election by Uzodima. Many feared killed in Ore fire. The banner headline screaming on the front page of the Nation this morning says APC NEC to ratify Ganduje. Bashiru as chairman secretary. And we have the riders to that headline. Parties caucus endorse choices. Why Adamu Omishori had to go, by Lukman. Next headline. Court of Appeal e-transmission of results not mandatory. Who is saying that? Get a copy of the Nation newspaper. Other headlines here. For joining police, my lover left me, says IG. Okay, revenue windfall. Our expectations from governors by South leaders. You want to get more, read more from this particular headlines? Get a copy of the Nation newspaper released on Monday, July 24th, 2023.
Okay, flipping through the pages of the Vanguard newspaper this morning, I'm seeing this headlines. Shetima departs Abuja to represent Tinubu in Rome, Russia-Africa Summit. Another one says, I can't advise Nigerians on current hardship. BC Akonde, national leader of APC. You laughed there, right?
Yes. When I read the story, I was like, okay, so because you are not in government doesn't mean that you can advise. It's until when you are being appointed that you can advise. I don't understand.
Well, he just said, I can't advise Nigerians.
And I mean, what do they call them? You're a former leader, and you are still a leader.
The leader, yeah. It's the national leader of the APC,
Yeah, so-
of the ruling party for that matter. Okay, let's move away from that. APC crisis at the most greatest sin was trying to impose Lawan as presidential candidate, vice chair. Moving to another headline, it says, now, education under Buhari's government was catastrophic. As president, I'm not surprised because even the Minister of Education during Buhari, that is Malam Adamu Adamu, came out and said when he was appointed to be the Minister of Education, he knew nothing about the ministry. And he actually went back to beg the president, that is the Muhammadu Buhari then, that please, Baba, give me another ministry. But Baba said, it is you that I want there. So I'm not surprised ASU coming out with this saying education under Buhari's government was catastrophic.
I mean, I like the way you said it. Sometimes as a leader, you also need to build people. I guess maybe Adamu had already become you know when you say a jagwigbe, dry fish.
But you know there are some things.
So
that
he's unable to bend and even acclimatize or even learn.
You know there are
most
some,
of our leaders don't want to learn.
There are some ministries that are so sensitive that you can't just afford to put
Yeah,
anybody
you
that
cannot
will
put-
learn on the job.
Yeah,
you have
you
to
cannot
put
put a rookie.
experts. I mean, you get what I'm saying now.
Yeah, I get it.
Okay, it's like okay, I don't want to go to Osun State now.
No,
because something came out last week that a lawyer was being appointed commissioner to head the Ministry of Health in Osun State.
Well, you have special advisors. that can also work with him? Is it not in this country that we had a son, head the Ministry of Works?
Oladapo, let's digress a bit. You are, I know you're disciplined.
Okay.
Peradventure, sometime soon, you're being appointed to head the Ministry of Health of your state, that is Ogun State.
Ogun State.
Now, are you now telling me that you obviously you know little about the Ministry of Education? I mean, Ministry of Health. That means you have to rely on whatever your advisors say. I mean, it won't be as competent as if you are really into that field.
I feel
you can decipher different advices you're getting.
I
from
totally
your
understand
advisors.
you. I totally understand you, Laffy. But here is it: look at the president of Ukraine. And look at when Arnold Schwarzenegger became a governor in the United States. These guys, not that they were into politics before even, going for campaign. We know how many years the governor the president of Ukraine, he's a comedian.
Yeah.
Schwarzenegger, is an actor. He was an actor before going into politics. So it is about you learning. It's like we have leaders who don't want to learn. They don't want to unlearn, to relearn, and learn new things to develop themselves. That is the reason you have politicians who don't want to leave politics, because they see politics as their job. Yes, because you see some people as soon as they leave office,
they become redundant.
They become redundant, and either they run away to Dubai or run away from Nigeria, and the only time you see them come back to the country is when they want to run for office.
Okay, let's move away from that. We're taking all the headlines in the Vanguard newspaper this morning. Barau appoints Abdullahi as Chief of Staff, Fage as SA Policy and Monitoring others. Away from that now, NSCDC CG Squad arrests 12 railway vandals. Okay, let me take one more before I march to break. 2023 WWC, Okonjo-Iweala backs Super Falcons to beat Australia rather. Okay, these are many more stories will be found on the pages of the Vanguard newspaper this Monday morning.
I think this will be the first time that we are getting a lot of backings for the Super Falcons of Nigeria, most especially outside Nigeria. And shout out to Okonjo-Iweala. Thank you so much. Despite the whole crisis that that surrounded the Super Falcons going to that World Cup. They picked the point against Canada. And let us see what happens against Australia. So now let's go straight to the Punch newspaper this morning. The cap headlines: Senate gears up for ministerial screening, awaits lists this week. Dollar now 876 as forex shortage worsens. Ganduje intensifies lobby as North Central APC demands chairmanship slot. The banner headline screaming on the front page of the Punch newspaper this morning: Workers kick as governors borrow 2.2 trillion naira from banks. Right as to that headline, governors' borrowing spree has left state poorer. Pensioners, workers lament. Government must avoid short-term borrowing that may harm state finances. Dons 1. And we have the front page picture of on the Punch newspaper this morning that says Lagbaja, the combatant general. The Chief of Army Staff, Major General Taoreed Lagbaja, during his inauguration of operations to tackle header farmers clash in Mango local government area of Plateau State on Saturday. Okay, and I just hope that Chief of Army Staff will be in the south. Is it the southeast now? To go. Let's see what is. Is it an operation no sit at home that they can start? We've heard that of Akindia operation, the Crocodile Smile. We have different operations, and we hope that the Chief of Army Staff are outside talking, go there and act. And SARS, 103 recovered bodies, not Lekki tollgate victims, says Lagos. And the LEA seizes 3.7 billion naira tramadol at Lagos Airport. And the last headline, Ogo begins probe as 8 die after alcohol bout. This and more you can find in the Punch newspaper this morning. Well, we'll move straight to the burning issue this morning. And, it is about former Edo State's governor, also a former NLC president, Adams Oshiomhole, talking about the increase in price of petrol, increase in, tuition, increase in different, that what can also affect Nigerian workers. He was on a live television program yesterday talking about the state of the nation.
The fact that a doctor is committed to treating a patient and he really claimed to knowing the nature of the disease that afflict the patient doesn't mean that as soon as you wheel the patient into the theater, a solution emerges. I think President Tinubu has shown commitment. He withdrew the subsidy, proceeded to say one of the things I will have to do is to adjust wages in the formal sector, and the other one is to appropriate some funds that we will pay to the most vulnerable people. Those most vulnerable people are not necessarily wage earners. In fact, there's a school of thought that thinks that wage earners are relatively privileged compared to those who are not even sure of tomorrow's pay. So I do not think I am shocked that between the time he made the pronouncement and now, there is no clear-cut. The one that is straightforward, in my view, is dealing with the formal sector. I think it's possible for the president to decide that next month, every worker in the employment of the federal government shall earn extra and direct the finance ministry or the head of service to say, from next month, effect X level of tax cut. I believe that is possible, but only in the short run. In the long run, the conversation needs to take place because we are in a democracy. The president cannot decree on matters that affect the other social partner when it comes to employment. It must carry on board the labor unions. It must also, for this purpose, as much as possible, carry on board the private sector employers because that's what we call neighborhood effect. If you work for federal government and I work for Channels Television and my pay is going up as a federal employee and yours is static, there will be some instability in the system. But I believe that those involved in this process must understand, and I believe they do understand, that this is not something that they have unlimited time to deal with. It's important that it is dealt with expeditiously and that the workers have their pay packet improved substantially.
Okay, he's now a senator, right? Senator Adams Oshiomhole.
Yeah.
Okay.
From the ruling party.
APC. Well, remember Adams Oshiomhole, former governor of Edo State.
And former national chairman of the APC
well. Former NLC president. Talking about, I mean, what do you expect from him?
I expected less from him.
And, you know, there was a particular headline that also came that what Labour was requesting, is too outrageous, saying that his cleaner also earns 60,000 naira a month. Well, Comrade Ayodeji Adishokpe is with us this morning. Top of the morning to you, and you're welcome to the show. Good morning.
Sir. Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm good by God. By God and God alone, not by man.
Okay, I like that.
This way you are sounding low. I hope you didn't really feel the effect of the rain. You know.
Well. We adjust. We adjust mentally, and we move.
Yeah,
we got to move.
Yeah, we have to move. So let's start with Adams Oshiomole's statement. You know, not seeing anything bad in adjustment of prices of the hike, same as those who are going to plan for increase in pay packet of workers should just double up. He's a former labor leader.
Yeah.
And like I said, I expected nothing less from him. But let's have your take on his statement.
Adams Oshiomhole says he pays his cleaner, who is a primary school product, 65,000.
60,000.
Yeah, 60. He said he then deferred at 65,000.
Okay.
Okay. Even with 65,000, where does that cleaner live? Is it the cleaner that is working for him in Edo or the one working for him in Abuja? And he says the cleaner has 4 children. Won't the cleaner be collecting in collusion with other domestic aids? Will they be taking some of his rice, some of his pepper, and some of his beans and yam? You understand? Yeah. Well, you see, somebody was telling me yesterday. He said, look, we are where we are today. And some states, they do not collect, civil servants don't collect salaries for 3, 4, 5, 6 months. He said that's in spite of the fact that even the 30,000 minimum wage was not being paid, and they still went to work. He said the only thing that was motivating them to go to work was corruption. Because we're going to get, some patchy stuff. The only thing motivating them to go to work was corruption. Now, I do not expect a 300,000 naira increase. Oshiomhole is a labor leader. I mean, he's not even a former labor leader. He is a labor leader. He remains a labor leader, and he's in the political space. When you're a labor leader, you are actually somehow in the political space because you'll be rubbing shoulders with the political leadership. If you're at the national level, you'll be rubbing shoulders with them at the national level. National Assembly, not just one wing, and the executive branch. He has, you can see he has senator. He has been the chairman of the ruling party at the national level. He has been governor. He's now senator. You will notice that since the early days of this government, he has been on the negotiating table, when government is going to meet labor. And there is speculation that he is likely to be pulled out of the Senate to come and be a member of the executive branch. Maybe labor, maybe some utility department. Now, you can imagine. What will he be saying? What will he be saying? He will not be the moderator. He will be talking on behalf of the labor and he will be talking on behalf of government. I do hope in the process we find a middle ground. He has learned. I see Oshiomhole now picking his words carefully. You will notice that. Picking his words carefully, not the former labor leader that we saw who was all over the place and lambasting government and all of that. He picks his words very carefully now because he knows the implications. Somebody sent me something that happened in 2012 during the January saga, or when Jonathan removed oil subsidy. Bola Ahmed Tinubu wrote a letter, personally signed by himself, that removing subsidy by Jonathan was a betrayal of the contract, of the social contract between him and the people of Nigeria. He said it should never have been done like that. It should have been removed gradually, and all of that. You understand? Yeah. So that is the position of when you are talking, you be mindful that you can be on the other side anytime. That's why you about say when you are digging a ditch for your adversary, be sure don't dig it too deep because you might end up in the ditch. They are in the ditch. They dug 12 years ago now. They are in that ditch, and they dug it very deep. They dug it very deep, unmindful of what will happen. Here we are. They are in that ditch, and they have to deal with it.
Okay, let's move away from the Adams Oshiomhole statement now. Let's talk about this one that affects virtually all parents. Over the weekend, we got this not palatable stories about the Unity's hike in the tuition fees of Unity's Federal Unity schools, moving from 40,000, I think, to about 100,000. And just yesterday, University of Lagos, which happens to be one of the federal universities in Nigeria, came out with another circular that henceforth the tuition fee has been jumped up from 19,000 naira to about 190,000 naira for medical students and non-medical students. I think it's just between the range of 110,000 naira to about 190,000 naira tuition fee. What's your take on this thing? You know, I said sometime last week, that when will Nigerians begin to enjoy the dividends of democracy? Why do we always get hike and hike and hike being thrown in our faces every now and then? When will Nigerians begin to smile on the
now? It depends. You see, I always talk about fear energy. It depends on what you want to convert it to. Fear energy can paralyze if you allow it to paralyze you. But fear energy can also propel you to do what ordinarily, if a truck is coming or if you are being pursued by robbers, and you know your life is at stake, you will do things ordinarily you cannot do. You will jump across beaches, you will jump across fences. But if you can decide to be paralyzed on the same spot and because now it is not just going to be federal government colleges or federal universities alone. No, I can tell you that in Ekiti State University, tertiary education in Ekiti State, they have been paying since the days of IME like they are in private institutions. Private schools, primary, secondary, gave indication as soon as those children started going on vacation, they are going to increase fees. They told the students, they're going to increase fees because they have to increase the salaries and wages of their workers. That is the justification. But the justification is, of course, the market forces. So it's going to be an across-the-board thing. It's going to be very general. Because even some of the private schools, primary and secondary, they don't even pay. I don't know what to call the wages that they pay. Now, what is going to happen? Fees in all these private schools will go up. For me, I see the possibility. I look at the bright side. Maybe that's an opportunity when people are not able to afford, these private schools, the ones they want to put their children. They will say, well, why don't you people take our children back to the public schools? Let me tell you, who are the people taking their children to public schools? Those who started it. Who are the people who are approving the schools? Those who are in government. Those who are in government, either as civil servants or as public servants or as public office holders. Then I hope that they will now see the need to strengthen the public schools. Believe you me.
It's believed that the public schools that we mentioned are even like the last hope of the masses, because it's parents that can really... Somebody like me now, I was telling somebody yesterday that I think the last tuition fee I paid in UI was between 5,000 to 8,000 naira. It has been like that because we know that public schools are always relatively cheaper when you can. But now they are making the public schools even more quite expensive for even the masses to afford. Where, like we always say, which way Nigeria?
Apart from, from the congestion of the classes, the ones they call double classes, 1,000 students in a class. Okay, how effective can a lecturer be when he's teaching 1,000 students in the class? How effective will it be marking 1,000 scripts? I want to be realistic. Okay, you compare UI, UNILAG to any private university. Do they have the quality of lecturers that they have in UI? Do they have the quality of lecturers they have in Ife or Lagos or Ilorin? No, those private universities don't.
They don't.
But the operation, but the operational environment is not encouraging. It is suppressing. All these things have to do with productivity. They're going to work. You know there will be power in your office, and your office will be like an oven. These things affect productivity. And then the corruption, I can say it boldly without fear of that there is corruption. Like in the other public spaces, there is corruption. We have had in Federal University, Vice Chancellor was jailed for corruption. And I've seen it happen, the high level of corruption in our tertiary institution. Look at what happened the last time the Vice Chancellor was to be chosen in UI. A Vice Chancellor, and they had to cancel the processes, and it went as low as somebody from this town must be the Vice Chancellor. Vice Chancellor, Ivory Tower. That is how much the political space has affected. So, if you want quality, you pay 5,000 naira in the university, and then how much do you pay for hostel? Look at those hostels, for God's sake. Look at those hostels. Look, parents have to make up their mind. Yes, if you have 3, 4, and all of that in the university, it's going to be very difficult, and you have to feed them and all of that. It is good to, I don't think those old days. When I was in university, I paid 90 naira for feeding 3 meals a day for 90 naira. A whole 13 weeks, I spent 90 naira. And
when I said 8,000, that was laughing during my time.
Okay, so you people, this is not a throwback show.
So
yeah.
I know. And let me assure you, things are going to get really, 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 really tough. But what I know is that federal government is going to have a lot of liquidity. We have seen that happen in 1 month. They saved almost $1 trillion or whatever, or 900 billion. And that is just one source. Federal government is going to have a lot of liquidity. By September, there will be a lot of liquidity. But at the same time, when winter drops, crude oil may go up to $100. And that means the price of PMS will rise beyond this 650 that we're shouting about. But I suspect that you read a story about inflation, that there will be inflation. Yeah. Federal government will have to throw, and that's my federal government will have to throw money at this. And that is wage increase and some other, infrastructure projects going on. And when construction, that is infrastructure, expansion of roads and all of that is going on. When that is going on, a lot of, ancillary activities. Those who are selling cement, those who are selling nails, artisans, those who sell food. And if you're selling food, you will buy. So all of that, all of that will increase economic activities. And a lot of people will be getting a naira there and the kobo there. And that is going to be helpful. But when will it happen? That's my own concern.
That when is just like the Jita man saying that. But let's just wait. Let's wait for that time, and we just hope that there won't be a situation where those contracted for those jobs hire foreigners to come and do the job, because we are getting away from different state governments that they hire people to do the job of civil servants. I don't want to start mentioning states.
One good thing that I believe is going to happen out of these hardships that Nigerians are confronted with is parents are paying more in public schools. Look, people are going to be demanding accountability. That is just it. Look, parents are not just going to take, go. People are going to be demanding even accountability from their own children. You understand?
Okay.
So, and of course, if I know my parents are paying this much, we're going to be demanding accountability from authorities. Accountability. This is one of the lessons that will come out of this. Not that, God will help us.
All right, now, let's go straight to Lagos State. Comrade Ayode Jadishokwe, this is going to be like our the last take on the show. Remember, it has been different controversies surrounding the 103 casualties, for mass burial. And, a lot of people came out. A lot of people came out yesterday to hit Lagos State government on this. I think we have to reconnect with Ayode Jadishokwe. I know he's also monitoring with his set there, saying that, the Lekki massacre. However, the Lagos State government came out with a statement yesterday debunking that story of saying that the 103 were the people, parked from the Lekki, NSAS protest ground. And a paragraph from that statement says, for the records, the Lagos State Environmental Health Unit, some who picked up bodies in the aftermath of NSAS violence and community clashes at Fagba, Ketu, Ikorodu, Orile, Ajegunle, Abule Egba, Ikeja, Ojota, Ekoro, Ogba, Isolo, and Aja areas of Lagos State, including a jailbreak at Ikoyi prison. The 103 casualties mentioned in a document were from this incident and not from Lekki Tollgate, as being alleged for the avoidance of doubt. Nobody was retrieved from the Lekki Tollgate incident. Are we saying a Lagos State government hiding behind a finger, or speaking the truth, or trying to just bring back the sad memory of the NSAS in Lagos?
You see, all these denials, all of that, that's not even what bothers me. 103 bodies associated with NSAS. They didn't say they are not associated with NSAS, so associated with NSAS. Okay, they are not from Lekki Tollgate. Let's assume they are not from Lekki Tollgate. But the 103 bodies associated with NSAS, that's, and if, believe me, if government can admit 103, you can be sure at least
lots
double
more
that number in Nigeria.
More. Definitely.
That's bad enough that we lost in Lagos alone. We're talking about Lagos alone, that we lost that number of people as a result of those NSAS transactions. That is bad enough. Up till the moment, I don't know what Lagos did some compensation, right? So that's what we should address. And the 103 million, 103 bodies, we want to bury them with how much? 60 million.
And interestingly, I remember during the NSAS issue, there was a commission of inquiry that was being set up to probe the issues and
exactly.
And none of this at this sittings, this 103 bodies weren't mentioned.
Was it admitted? Yes.
Weren't admitted then. Now this coming out, couldn't Lagos State government have done this? I mean, silently without making a noise of it, saying that about 61 million naira is being earmarked.
They didn't want to make any noise.
But there's something here, comrade. I mean, according to the Permanent Secretary Ministry of Health, Dr. Olusegun Ogboye, saying that what they are doing is to decongest public morgue, and which is a periodic and regular exercise.
Decongest public morgue. Where are those corpses from?
Maybe some were not claimed. Somebody photocopied and circulated. You understand?
Okay.
That is the thing. No, they didn't. It's not as if they held a press conference or issued a statement.
Oh, it was more of a leaked.
It's a leak.
Okay.
It's a leak.
Yes.
So that let government. It's a leak. So and then 103 bodies. And you know, in Nigeria, when they say, when the government or police or anybody agrees to a number,
bodies, that means it's
you can multiply it by 2.
By 2, definitely.
And associated with NSAS. That is very bad. And they pretended as if that happened in other places, how then can you say no death, not one death was recorded at Lekki Tollgate? It doesn't add up.
So
it doesn't add up.
Why is this coming out? I mean, it was a leaked information which was circulated. Yeah. So why are we having this information after election?
They want to award contract 60 million to bury mass burial. Mass burial, not mass burial. Don't forget
60 million
mass burial.
I think mass burial is done in a particular. I mean, it's a grave being dug. 60 million naira for that.
Let's even say they are not going to put the 103 in one grave. Let's say they will put 10. That will be 10 dog stock. So are they going to get an excavator? Okay, they will get an excavator.
Dig deep.
That will be, so are they going to be, if you are doing mass burial, are they going to be putting them inside coffin?
Someone somewhere is planning to cash out in that.
They are already cashed out. So that's what we should be asking now. 60 million to bury 103 bodies. Are they going to be paying for the morgue? You understand? 2020. They will be. Are they not government hospitals?
Comrade
where they have been?
Comrade Adishokwe, let me just jump on that. Unclaimed bodies. Why is it difficult for people to claim bodies? Is it not a failure from state government or even from families, or maybe we say poverty?
Now, actually, some of these bodies are coming from accidents.
From accidents? Which now goes back to when you are told to feel manifest. People don't feel manifest. All in the name of Allah Majakari. So is it a failure of people or poverty or government? When you notice this, take them to the park, give information, and let people come and claim their bodies. I mean, let their families come claim the bodies.
You've got to enforce rules. Some people they don't. I think it's ignorance. If you are taking a flight, they say you supply information.
Yeah.
Are you not going to supply it? They're going to supply it. But you think in garages, because all these things are not properly organized, roadsides and all of that. It is for your own good. It is for my own good if you are traveling and you go to a park and they say put your number there, put your next of kin's number there. It is for your own good. It is so that in the event of a need arising, not even an accident, people can fall sick, anything can happen. Not about accidents alone. The person can fall sick and they might, incapacitated, and then they need to contact Anything can happen. But we take all these things. That is why when people say fill your information, they will fill false information. So I think we should understand the objective, the purposes of all of these things. That there's it's a safety belts go around. People don't use safety belts. Safety belts that are designed. That's why it is called safety. Yet people don't want to use it.
Crash helmets. Okay, well, comrade, looking at the weather, we should be expecting rain and thunderstorm by 10 o'clock. I would like to say a very big thank you to you, but we are also experiencing flood in some areas, like in Ikire over the weekend. We saw what happened there. It was bad. We heard out of FEMA, in Abuja, before it started raining on Sunday, we saw that update that they already warned Abuja people that there will be a non-stop rain. Final message this morning for residents of the state and Nigerians for this back-to-back rain.
Well, you see, we love to blame government.
60 seconds.
We love to blame government. Yesterday, I rode in the tricycle with a grandmother, and she brought out a plastic bottle of Coke and the corn that I threw it into the drainage. I said, Grandma, and I can't help myself. I said, Grandma, you are doing that. What are you going to be telling not even your children? What are you going to be telling your grandchildren when you are doing this? Educated. We should be mindful of how we treat and relate with our environment. We bear the consequences. Okay. Those are the consequences all over the place.
All right.
We bear the consequences. It's as simple as that.
Okay. Thank you very much, comrade.
No, thank you very much for being the part.
My dear comrade brother, do have a fruitful way.
And you too,
sir.
Okay, because of our time, Dr. Victor Richard will be joining us very soon on
Solutions Clinic.
Solutions Clinic, that is multi-award nominee, not for headies.
The guy's doing me proud. I'm feeling
he's doing you proud.
I'm feeling like a proud father.
Oh, yeah. You are deceiving yourself, my brother.
How are you, my boy?
You are deceiving yourself. You are deceiving yourself. Keep deceiving yourself. How are you, Dr. Victory?
I'm awesome. Thank you very much.
So, good morning. So, what are we looking at? Most especially, this is not lab coats.
Nothing like that.
The design and... I don't know why most doctors use glasses. And that's what you're also putting on this.
Right.
So what are we looking at this morning?
Represent, my field. This morning we're going to be treating cardiovascular disease, talking about heart failure, in women and in men, because it's been said to record 30%. That's the people who have died as a result of heart failure is 30% of the global death, according to the WHO statistics. So we want to raise more awareness on this.
Okay.
Talk about the modifiable measures one would need to put in place, the risk factors involved, and whatnot.
Okay.
So we're joined by a doctor to address that this morning.
Okay. Well, thank you. Because I was almost asking who your doctor will be this morning. But hey, well, remember, guys, do not go anywhere. Keep staying glued to Solutions 939 FM. My name is Oladapo Kunubi, Jita the Jita Man Dreamer.
My name is Adidamala Lafenwa, saying thank you for always making us your number one. Good morning.
And so many people are asking so many questions, just like me. Got nothing to do, just stop it there one day my dreams will come true. All my life, it's always on my mind. Not too long it seemed that I've been dreaming once again. It's not that I am lazy, it's not that I'm not strong. Situation in this nation is giving me no choice. Even though I know fit to give up, but then I just keep asking myself, when am I gonna be what I wanna be? When am I gonna see what I wanna see? Time is thinking and I can't wait no more. Dreams ever come true in the spite of this world. When am I gonna be what I wanna be? When am I gonna see what I wanna see? Time is ticking and I can't wait no more. Dreams ever come true in the spite of this world. I'm a voice in this world. I'm a voice in this world. I deserve to be heard. I'm a light in this world and I'm gonna shine to the end. Nothing up when I'm falling. Tough times never last, but tough people do. We got on my side, and when I'm heading to its warning, I can be what I wanna be when there's a new day. But I get weary, I'm sick of trying. I'm tired of living and I'm afraid of dying. I don't tire cause to buy Gary now why I is shaping up when you don't just feel and think of being a dreamer. When am I gonna be what I wanna be? When am I gonna see what I wanna see? Time is thinking and I can't wait no more. Dreams ever come true in the spite of this world. When am I gonna be what I wanna be? When am I gonna see what I wanna see? Time is thinking and I can't wait no more. Dreams ever come true in the spite of this world. When am I gonna be what I wanna be? When am I gonna see what I wanna see? Time is ticking and I can't wait no more. Dreams ever come true in the spite of this world. When am I gonna be what I wanna be? When am I gonna see what I wanna see? Time is ticking and I can't wait no more. The dreams ever come true in the spite of this world now. See you, I can't wait no more. See, I can't wait no more. I can't
John!
What's up?
Check your phone. I just send you Momo referral.
My mama don't run that one for me since now. Me say for the find who I go refer, make a quick hammer my million.
Hey! You too fit be one of the 12 millionaires for the Momo Refer and Win promo. To win, dial star 671 # to sharply open your Momo account and select option 6 to refer family and friends them. After that, make sure say them open Momo account and use them recharge airtime or data at least 100 naira. Chicken, the more people where you refer, the more you go win. If you not see out of 12 million naira every week, you fit to chop out of 25 million naira.
Momo Refer and Win promo. The more you refer, the more you win. Promo go run from June 15 till August 9, 2023. Terms and conditions they shall.
Mommy!
Yes, daughter?
Why is it that almost everyone in my school comes with small candies and biscuits? I just want to know.
Yes, darling. It's because Sumal food is amazing and simply the best.
Yes, mommy. Even the small wafers and the chewing gum that you've always given to us are extremely delicious and captivating.
Hello, everyone. Here's your bread. Of course, it's yellow bread.
Wow! Thanks, my dear. We always enjoy Jolly bread. For your biscuits, wafers, candies, chewing gum, and bread.
Small foods, love at first bite. Small foods, love at first bite.
Junior, get inside. You don't want to let mosquitoes bite you, do you? Me, I cannot treat malaria again, no.
Mama Junior, children will play. It is you that should keep your environment clean in order not to breed mosquitoes.
Even after netting the whole house and sleeping inside the insecticide-treated net?
Of course. Don't you know the state of your environment is as important as inside your house? Yes. When you get rid of stagnant water at every space mosquitoes can breed, be rest assured, Junior can play all he wants.
My friend, the honorary doctor, I will do just that so that my family can say bye-bye to mosquitoes.
Not just mosquitoes, but malaria.
Together, we can achieve a zero malaria society.
This message is from Solutions 93.9 FM.
Ẹ káàárọ̀ nílùú Ìbàdàn. Solutions 93.9 FM.
Good day, everyone. I am Dr. Tomio Petu, a public health physician. This is my reminder to you to stay safe, keep your homes clean and pest-free. Also remember to wash your hands regularly. And if you feel ill or any of your family members, please remember to see a healthcare provider first. Keep listening to Solutions Clinic.
My name is Olatoye Ujo Baba Funke, LGA Supervisor for Breakthrough Action Nigeria TB Intervention. Tuberculosis is real. Everyone is at risk of contracting tuberculosis. So, my sister, please check that cough. My brother, check that cough. Check the night sweat. Check that weight loss. TB testing and treatment is free at any primary health center. So please save your life and save the lives of those around you. Keep listening to Solutions Clinic on Solutions 93.9 FM. Thank you.
My name is Opeyemi Adedeji, a resident doctor with the Department of Obstetrics and Gynecology, University College Hospital, Ibadan. To every woman out there, it's important to understand that pregnancy, labor, and delivery can be safe and seamless if we all participate in antenatal care and ensure that our labor is supervised by experienced hands. And to all caregivers, we must ensure respectful maternal care so that our women can have a positive pregnancy experience. Thank you very much. Keep listening to Solutions Clinic on Solutions 93.9 FM. Thank you.
Alright, it's a beautiful Monday morning right here on the Remedy Dial Solutions 93.9. Exactly 23 minutes gone past 9. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Solutions Clinic, where we get to talk about everything and anything health. I hope you had a great weekend, and I hope you've continually made your health a priority. Like I would always say, a healthy life is your ticket to a wealthy life. Welcome to the show. My name is Victory Richard. Alright, this morning we're going to be talking on cardiovascular disease. By way of introduction, according to the WHO data of 2019, cardiovascular disease has taken about 17.9 million people since measuring 32% of all global deaths. Most of these were due to heart attacks and stroke. The WHO, which put out these statistics, says more cardiovascular diseases can be prevented by simple address to behavioral patterns. My guest this morning is our very own Dr. Chukwuma Okoli, and he's going to be lending credence to the conversation this morning. Good morning to you, Doc. It's great to have you join us virtually.
Thank you. Good morning, and good morning, listeners.
Morning. How are you doing? Hope you had a great weekend.
Oh, I did. Thank you very much.
Awesome. So let's begin the conversation this morning with, what we're talking about, heart failure. So I'm going to start off with you telling us what heart failure is and what are the primary causes of this disease.
Right. Thank you very much. First, we all know what the heart is. The heart is that muscular organ in the central part of the chest. All right, and the function of the heart is to receive deoxygenated blood systems from circulation. How do I mean? For instance, you have the engine oil. Now, the engine oil circulates all through the engine and, of course, returns back to the center point where it is deposited and it is circulated again. Now, it's a similar thing with the heart. Now, the heart has 4 chambers. But those 4 chambers work in tubes. We have the left side of the heart, we have the right side of the heart. Now, let's start with the right side of the heart. The right side of the heart receives blood from all organs of the body. As those organs utilize the blood, what do they take out of this blood? Oxygen and nutrients. And so when they are done with removing the oxygen they need to function and the nutrients they need, then the blood that is now deoxygenated blood that has the nutrients been removed returns to the heart. That is the deoxygenated blood. And it is the right side of the heart that receives this blood. So when this blood comes into the right side of the heart, which consists of the right atrium and the right ventricle, now this blood is pumped to the lungs for oxygenation. So when it is pumped to the lungs now oxygenate the blood. It becomes rich again. Now, the blood in the right side of the heart is actually darker in color, while the blood on the left side of the heart is very bright. So when this blood is now oxygenated, it becomes very bright red. From the lungs, it returns to the left side of the heart, consisting of the left atrium and the left ventricle. And the job is to pump this blood back to the system to supply nutrients and to supply oxygen. That is how the heart works. The right side receives blood from the system, sends it to the lungs. The lungs will oxygenate the blood. It goes from dark blood to bright red blood. And then the left side pumps this blood back into circulation. Now, that's what the heart does. And the heart functions every hour, every minute, every second, whether you are asleep or you are awake.
It's working.
It keeps working.
So what causes the heart to fail?
Yes. At any point where this heart is not able to fulfill this function properly, the heart is said to be failing at that point. Heart failure can occur in the young. Heart failure can occur in the old. And there are various causes. Let's start from the young. Yes, you can have a child born today have a heart failure. The commonest cause of heart failure in the young is called congenital anomaly, a scenario where the heart is not properly formed. And if the heart is not properly formed, then this poorly formed heart will not function as it should. And so the heart starts to fail as soon as it is functional. Please note that as soon as it is functional. While the baby is in the womb, sometimes, of course, while the baby is in the womb, there's an extra circulation that takes over what is called fetal circulation, that is responsible for blood in the body of the child that is developing, and so the body doesn't have to worry about its own heart. But the moment the heart steps out, the moment the baby steps out, and then it's not able to meet up with the demand, it starts to fail. So in children, the commonest is a congenital anomaly where the heart is not properly formed. Another could be like in like the ages of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We could have a severe malaria. When there is severe malaria, hopefully one day we delve into this topic.
Yeah.
So when we have severe malaria, it leads to lots of parasites being pumped out into the system. And this severe number of parasites, they hatch inside the red blood cells. And when the red blood cells are used up, once they now are released, they destroy the red blood cells in quantum, in numbers. And this leads to sudden shortage of blood in the child. And once there is sudden shortage of blood, that child starts experiencing what is called anemia. Anemia is shortage of blood. And then it gets to a point where the heart can no longer cope with these demands. At that point, you can say that the child has suffered from an anemic heart failure.
Wow.
All right. So
let's talk about the anomaly briefly.
Okay.
What causes that in children, that the heart doesn't get to form properly?
Okay. In children, anomalies are it could come up from chromosomes. Now, what makes up the genome of a human? We have 46 chromosomes, 23 from the X chromosome, from them 23 from the Y. So if a child is going to be a boy, it's going to be an XY. So 23 from the X, 23 from the Y comes together to form 46. If the child is going to be a girl child, 23 from the eggs, 23 from the eggs of both couples would form 46. There are situations where we have extra chromosomes, trisomies. We have what is called monosomies. That is, when it's not up to 46. In trisomies, it could be 47. Okay, triple X syndrome, Prader-Willi syndrome, blah blah blah. Those stuff, big names. Okay, in the ones that are not up to 46, like Angelman syndrome, that's monosomy 45. In cases like this, the genes that are supposed to form the heart may not be properly expressed. In the trisomies, they could be overexpressed. These are completely gene science. And when there is a mistake, a misformation in the genome that completes it to form a child, if it involves the heart will be poorly formed.
So basically, this is beyond human control.
Yes, it's beyond human control.
Okay, let's leave it at that, since it's beyond human control. Okay. Yes. Let's now dive into, the causes of I think you just mentioned that for the young. So let's talk about the older people.
The old, thank you. Let's go with the old. Now we have cases of heart failure due to age, okay? Yes, and quite a lot of people, the heart starts failing when age sets in. All right, and this happens on a daily basis. A friend of mine just lost his mom a few hours ago.
Oh, wow.
And at that point, I actually looked at the woman and I was like, well, my man, if I'm right, she'll be in her 80s. And, at that point, the heart was just not able to cope beyond. Okay? It comes with age. All right. Some other things causes it. The commonest is hypertension. That's the commonest cause of heart failure in the elderly people. Hypertension. Hypertension is simply higher tension in the blood stream, more than normal. The blood pressure is 120/80. And when you're having a blood pressure greater than that, and it is above 140/90, and it is uncontrolled over a period, then you have what is called hypertension. And so when the heart tries to cope with this high tension, after a while, the heart may start to fail. That is heart failure as a result of uncontrolled hypertension. Now, in some cases, we have other infective conditions such as infective endocarditis, myocarditis. Those are infective conditions. We have lung issues. Yes, the lung issues, because the lungs are actually, like I would say, the heart is sandwiched between the two lungs. So when you have an infection happening around it, it could affect the heart. All right. Aside from that, we have atherosclerosis. That is when there's excessive fat in the bloodstream and it blocks the vessels that supplies the heart, the coronary heart vessels, okay? That could lead to heart problems. So there are various forms of issues. The heart is always at the center. And we know that the heart is an organ that starts functioning the moment you answer that cry. The moment the baby is out and then you turn the baby upside down and you rub the back and then you flex and you rub the bum, you rub the back and then the baby cries and the baby sneezes and everybody is happy that the baby is crying. At that point, the heart is functional. The heart continues to work. The lungs continue to function until the day we say to God be the glory.
Let's talk about
let's
talk about a heart attack briefly. You mentioned hypertension, and I'm thinking, is that in any way related? Is it the hypertension that causes the heart attack? Because you just hear, oh, he died of a heart attack. What leads to that?
Thank you very much. If I would say on a lighter note, that's the chairman of heart attack, man. If you gather 10 people with an issue of heart attack, you have 8 of them having hypertension. Right, yes, and when heart attack, what attacks the heart? It was the tension, it was the excessive blood pressure that caused the heart to malfunction. And the heart is such an organ that, just like the womb of a woman, the heart behaves in a mind of its own. That's just a description. That's descriptive in nature. It doesn't have a mind, but it behaves like it does. That is, if the heart decides, okay, I'm going to continue beating, no matter what you do, it will continue beating. I've seen people that actually were, should I say, brain dead, and their heart still functioned for several moments before it eventually stopped. At that point, the heart is saying, hey, I want to continue working, but it seems all of you are not ready to work. Okay, let me. But there are some situations where you see, before you say jack, the heart has stopped beating. I remember the patient who kept screaming, I can't breathe, I can't breathe, I can't breathe. And for some minutes, the heart has stopped. I put a stethoscope on the chest and there was no heartbeat. And he still spoke for almost 7 minutes before he eventually stopped coughing.
That is possible?
Everything possible. Yes. Everything possible was done to resuscitate him. I mean, it was just so much sad situation. In his own case, I think probably he had a sudden cardiac death. It could be coronary artery disease because he was obese. A lot of issues are there. I talked about atherosclerosis. I talked about fat in the bloodstream, that clogging the arteries of the heart and arteries of major blood vessels. These are issues that can push the heart to the extreme and cause it to stop work.
Let's talk about Okay, go ahead if there's something you want to address before we
I'm going to say that all these things, they accumulate to form the heart attack that can eventually kill the human being, as it were. So if that high blood pressure is working, it could also be other ailments like diabetes. Okay, there are lots of issues. Some people could actually take some how do I put it? Dangerous drugs, prescribed drugs, OTC drugs, alcohol and dangerous drinks and all that. They can actually push the heart to the limit and cause it to stop. So it's not just about the fact that when you are getting older, that's when the heart will stop. Some people are involved in some habits that can push their heart to the extreme. And then some people could have, of course, a liver disease, a kidney disease, and either of these can lead to poor production of blood, and that would also push the heart to the extreme and anemic heart failure, and the heart will stop. So the spectrum is so big. All we can just do is to hint people on what they need to do to stay healthy.
Absolutely. Now it brings me to my next question about lifestyle modification. How important is this? You've mentioned a couple of things, obesity and whatnot. Can we highlight some of these lifestyle modification that people need to pay attention to that might result into a heart failure?
Yes, thank you very much. Let me just start with it as it comes to mind. Some people, when you serve them food, the next thing they're asking you is to put more salt. Okay, it's not tasty enough. I need more salt, right? Yeah, some people will tell you, well, if I want to eat, if there is no bottle of drink beside me, I will not be able to eat the food.
Just step it down.
Right? Yes, and then some other people will tell you, I don't drink water I don't drink water. I don't like taking water. It does not do well with my system. There are a lot of habits. Let me tell you this morning that salt is not your friend. Right? It is a seasoning, but it is not your friend. The more of it you eat, the more you push your system to the limit. And water, like Fela said, water no get enemy. So you really need to take lots of it. What will it do? It will flush your system like people used to do. They don't want to flush their system. Why not drink some water and flush it? Or sugar and collect drip to flush it? You don't need to collect any drip to flush the system. Water going through your mouth will come out through your excretory organ, and at that point, your body can be flushed. So take lots of water, take lots of fruits. They contain micronutrients, selenium, molybdenum, manganese. These are things that you may not hear in a while unless you're the type that you love to read. And these are they're special and selected micronutrients that can help to keep your organs healthy, of course, especially the heart. So take lots of fruits. They will help you. They will do you a lot of good. And then, of course, eat vegetables and then stay healthy. Sleep is also another. I've seen someone who had a heart attack because he starved himself of sleep for 5 days. Yes, for 5 days. He didn't sleep. And then the next day, boom, he had a heart attack. And then we kept asking what could be. There are lots of hypotheses around it. Unfortunately, he didn't survive it. And then, of course, even at the funeral, people kept asking me because I was there from when the whole thing happened to when it ended. And they kept asking me for explanation here and there. And all I could say is we all have hypotheses. Now, okay, let's do an autopsy. An autopsy will help us. Let's just give ourselves of the details. So, sleep deprivation is one of the things you don't need. So when you stay on bed, put your phones away. Silence the phones if you're not in the medical profession and you may not be necessarily called up with an emergency. Silence your cell phones and then have a good sleep. They help your heart to rejuvenate. For those of us in the health sector with lots of busy schedule, I realized that just 1 hour of closing my eyes, I wake up, I feel energized. And I then imagine, what if I now have a 1 day? What if I have a 1 week, a 1 month? That will be awesome. Really, that will be awesome.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So sleep Very important. And don't form the habit of putting an earphone in your ear and say you're listening to music to sleep off. It's very dangerous. Don't forget when for those of you in power poor areas, and then you connect your phone to power bank, and then you now put everything beside you, you are risking death, because when thunder strikes, anything that contains power can suddenly discharge its power. And it will be transmitted through any form of wire. And so that earphone in your ear, can be an issue. We all have to be careful about this. Yes, we all have to be careful about it. So basically, these are things that we need to do to make our heart healthy. Drink at least 3 liters of water, but I actually tell people 4 liters per day of water. It will dilute your blood and make it fluidy. It will get to your capillaries properly and to make sure that your capillaries are well perfused, and it will give them a good life to you. Basically, that's it.
Awesome. For the purpose of presenting early, are there telltale signs that one would notice and it informs the person that they're probably having a heart failure?
Yes. Heart failure comes with easy fatigability. Means when you walk a little distance, you are tired. And then some people find it difficult to breathe, especially when they lie down. Okay, some people will cough at night. Some would lie down and then they are sweating so profusely. So these are symptoms that once you notice they are happening around you, you work on it. Yes, you work on it. Once you start noticing those symptoms, you work on it. It's important. So how do you work on it? You just go to the hospital and let the doctor assess you. It's better to be assessed and be told there is no problem than to say, I wish I went on time. It's always important. So those are the symptoms that comes with a heart-related ailment: the cough, the tiredness, the early satiety. They eat little food and they are filled up. They eat little food and they are filled up. These are things that people should consider. So when you keep having all those symptoms, or you have someone around you that has all the symptoms, some others could also have this leg swelling. Yes, part of it. And then when they press the thing, it forms, it takes the shape of the finger that pressed it. That is called pitting pedal edema. It's on the legs, most times, both legs. So when things like this are happening, then you need to see the doctor and let the doctor review you as soon as possible.
So there's nothing there's no such thing as having some kind of pain around, the chest, or there's no such thing, because are they specific? Because these are related. The symptoms that you've mentioned thus far are somewhat related to other kinds of disease. So you can't particularly say you're dealing with a heart problem at the time. So are there specific and peculiar symptoms?
Yes. These things I mentioned, they're actually related to the heart specifically. Now, you're talking about heart attack. That's when you talk about central chest pain. All right, yeah, central chest pain, yes. Like the pain behind the sternum. The sternum is that bone in the central part of your chest. So when you're having pain behind it, funnily, in recent times, I've seen a lot of people who presented that way, and we were thinking, could this be a heart attack? BP is normal. We sent for a chest X-ray, normal. We sent for an ECG. We sent for echo. They were all normal. We even went as far as cardiac enzymes, troponin I, troponin T, and all that, and they all came out normal. At the end of the day, this patient had a peptic ulcer disease. And then, so you see, those symptoms, they are specific and they are also manifested in other ailments. And then this person kept saying, this pain is in the middle. The moment I started on omeprazole, it was like magic. And he was almost going to tell me, doctor, I'm not sure you are getting it. But when I started on omeprazole, and wow. And he was like, doctor, what happened? I can't feel the pain again. And I smiled and said, that's why I'm a doctor. And that's why when I'm telling you things, you listen. You don't argue with the doctor. So, you see, so the central chest pain comes, and it's very common in people with heart attack and then heart conditions. It also means that it could be presented in other ailments. So when patients come like that, that's why we say, don't manage it at home. Don't play the hero. Get to the hospital. Let all investigations be done, and let's see what we want to work on.
All right. I read something recently about depression in women being related to heart disease. How true is that? Is there any connection with depression to heart failure?
Calcium.
Depression,
yes. Is
there a connection to it?
Yes. Yes. there is a connection with depression and heart failure. Yes, it's simple. We all know what depression is, and it's a state of an emotional condition where even the person involved is down. Okay, the person is not able to live life as it should, and lots of things are not right with such a person. There's this general feeling of sadness that cannot be controlled by temporal relief of the mood. Even if someone tells you, "Oh, I'm sad," what is causing your sadness? I need money. And then you ask, like, how much do I need? I need 1,000, or just 1,000. You now send 10,000, and the person still tells you, "I'm still sad." And you're like, then it's not your sadness is not due to the fact that you need money. Find out. Yes, depression. Yes, they can't explain why they are depressed. They can't explain the situation. In that case, now there is a lovely adage Yoruba people would say: a merry heart brings a healthy soul. There's a way they say it. A merry heart gives rise to a wealthy soul. And the same, a sad heart would give rise to a sick soul and a sick body. Exactly. So depression contributes in its own way to heart attack. It does contribute to heart attack. And so when you have people around who are depressed, such persons should be assessed quickly and on time so that whatever the condition is can be rectified as soon as possible.
All right. As we conclude this morning, I think my final question will be on people already dealing with heart failure. Is that a death sentence? And if not, what are the, treatment procedures that can be employed or embraced in that regard?
Thank you very much. Heart failure is not a death sentence. It's not a death sentence. I would always say that so long as such persons present on time to the hospital and they are well assessed, it will actually lead to them being given the proper types of medications, and at the end of the day, they will always live fine. I've seen people who have been managed for heart failure living more than 5 years and they are still doing well. They are following the instructions given by the doctors and the physicians, the cardiologists, and they are living fine. It's not a death sentence. All you need to, when you get to the hospital, chest X-ray will be done, ECG and electrocardiogram will be done, cardiac enzymes and all that will be done, echocardiography will be done. When all these things are done, the proper assessment is made on the type of situation causing the heart attack, and exactly this will be managed accordingly. And when it is done in that manner, such a person tends to stay long, because with drugs, with lifestyle modification, with dietary adjustment, and then with clinic visits. All these things must be followed. The drugs to be taken, the lifestyle modification, the dietary adjustment, and the clinic visit. If you're telling me you've been diagnosed once with a heart problem, and then you are involved with consuming lots of fat and suya, asun, and catfish, pepper soup, you do that on a daily basis 5 times a day in a week, I tell you, you are looking for trouble. You are fishing in shark-infested waters. So, yes. So, in situations like that, you need to know that all those things are occasionally once in a long while. And that is it.
Well, I must say thank you very much for the insight you've shared with us this morning on cardiovascular disease. We do appreciate you, Dr. Chukwuma Okoli, for making the time to join us virtually.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Have yourself a great start of the week. All right, people, let's wrap on Solutions Clinic this morning. We've heard about, the heart disease. The heart is very pivotal to every man and woman that wants to live. So you want to make sure that you make your heart, a priority. You take care of your heart. Make sure to identify or to pay attention to the life modifications that we've outlined. Obesity is one that would make your heart, the pressure in the heart becomes, even worse. So you want to make sure that you exercise regularly, you take a lot of water, you take time or make time to sleep. Forget what motivational speakers will always tell you. If you're sleeping 7 hours a day, you don't know what the future holds for you, and you're calling poverty to yourself. Is the person that has life, that ultimately will make wealth. Like I would always say, a healthy life is your ticket to a wealthy life. Have yourself a great start of the week. Good morning.
Junior, get inside. You don't want to let mosquitoes bite you, do you? I cannot treat malaria again, no.
Mama Junior, children will play. It is you that should keep your environment clean in order not to breed mosquitoes.
Even after netting the whole house and sleeping inside the insecticide-treated net?
Of course. Don't you know the state of your environment is as important as inside your house? Yes. When you get rid of stagnant water at every space mosquitoes can breed, be rest assured, Junior can play all he wants.
My friend, the honorary doctor, I will do just that, so that my family can say bye-bye to mosquitoes.
Not just mosquitoes, but malaria.
Together, we can achieve a zero malaria society.
This message is from Solutions 93.9 FM.
John!
What's up?
Check your phone. I just send you Momo referral.
My mama don't run that one for me since now. Me say for the find who I go refer, make a quick hammer my million.
Hey! You too fit be one of the 12 millionaires for the Momo Refer and Win promo. To win, dial star 671 # to sharply open your Momo account and select option 6 to refer family and friends them. After that, make sure say them open Momo account and use them recharge airtime or data at least 100 naira. Chicken, the more people where you refer, the more you go win. If you not see out of 12 million naira every week, you fit to chop out of 25 million naira.
Momo Refer and Win promo. The more you refer, the more you win. Promo go run from June 15 till August 9, 2023. Terms and conditions dey shall.
Ẹ káàárọ̀ nílùú Ìbàdàn. Solutions 93.9 FM.
Alright, you're still tuned into the Remedy Dial Solutions 93.9. Of course, by extension, this is still Solutions Clinic because I'm bringing you another delight as it concerns your health. Because I would always say that a healthy life is your ticket to a wealthy life. Exactly 54 minutes gone past 9, and I have some very wonderful men and women who are concerned about your health this morning and would love to share an insight with you in the studio. If you're watching on Facebook, you would see that they're already seated with me in the studio. We're streaming live on Facebook as well as YouTube at Solutions 939 FM. So jump in on the platform and join the conversation. As you listen to them, I'm sure you would have questions in that regard that you might want to ask them. Do well to send in those questions on our Facebook comment session. My name is Victor Richard, and this morning I have with me the Organo, great people, Organo Gold Beverages. So they're joined with me live in the studio to talk about their amazing product. With me in the studio, I have Prince Murphy, who is a health officer. I also have Princess Abudu. She is the expansion analyst, and Mrs. Badamusi, aka Global Mama, who is the top one leader in Lagos State. And they're seated with me live in the studio this morning. Good morning to you, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning, Nigerians.
Amazing morning, Ibadan and environs.
Good morning to you.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, sir.
Káàárọ̀, Ìbàdàn àti gbogbo àwọn aráàlú Ìbàdàn.
Yes. I loved, the whole movement in the greeting, ladies and gentlemen. So the ladies came in first. It's showing that we dare know what we're doing here. It's great to have you join us this morning in the studio. And this morning we're going to be talking about the Organo Gold products. Amazing products. I'm seeing different products here, from Organo King Coffee, Organo Supreme Coffee, Organo Hot Choco, Organo Green Tea. And I mean, Organo has been existing for a period of time. So I'm going to start with you, Global Mama. Tell us about, Organo Gold a little.
Thank you. Organo Gold International is from United States of America.
Okay.
And it has been existing since 2008.
Wow.
Organo Gold has been in Nigeria since 2013. It came to Nigeria in 2013.
Wow.
And it's a well-known product. People have been buying. We have a lot of customers in many states in Nigeria, across Nigeria, in 32 countries, precisely 32. You can Google us online, www.organogold.com. www.organogold.com. This name was later from organic, that's organogold.com, because the way they compensate the distributors, they rate it as gold payments.
Right.
There is a reason why they combine that organo gold.
I hear that you also came with a business opportunity for us, but we'll dive right in shortly. But let's go over to you, Mr. Prince. Talk to us about Organo Gold health benefits, because ultimately, I think the reason why you're here is because you want people to benefit from these healthy products that Organo Gold has for the people. So let's talk about some of the amazing coffees, because these are several beverages here. Talk to us about the health benefit that these amazing Organo Gold beverages does to the body.
Yeah, let me start by appreciating the doctors who have done very good justice to, cardiovascular health, And, when you talk about cardiovascular health, it is wide. It's wide. And we have come to give you an organic approach to it. Like Grover said, Organo Gold is from organic. We are public health consultants. We look at it from organic as aspect. Now, you see, we are not telling you about coffee this time around. When you don't have our coffee, what comes to your mind is caffeine. And caffeine, we ordinarily, since the ordinary sense of it, we temporarily increase the rate at which heart pumps. But then, we know we have two types of coffee. One is caffeinated, and the other is actually decaffeinated.
Okay.
Now, we're talking about a decaffeinated coffee now that has what we call Ganoderma lucidium infused in it. So the gospel we are preaching now is the Ganoderma lucidium that is present in all our coffee. Now, Ganoderma lucidium has a great effect on heart health.
Awesome.
Now, if there is what we call heart injury, like I told you, there can be very wide ranges of heart illnesses. There can be primary and secondary causes, for example. For example, if someone is diabetic, is prone to have, of course, high blood pressure. Somebody with high cholesterol, definitely will have high blood pressure. So, the Ganoderma lucidium we have in it will definitely, act. It has effect. What we call reperfusion effect. It has a way of reducing that effect. So now, in overall sense of it, Ganoderma lucidium does not only have effect on your heart, but overall health benefits.
Okay. What are these health benefits that, we get off it?
Very good questions. We have about 7 types of Ganoderma products in Organo. we have coffee, we have green tea, and we have choco, hot choco for our children. So let me start from Organo King Coffee. Organo King Coffee, you can Google it online. King Coffee of Organo was rated as the best all over the world compared with all other coffee in 2022. It was awarded as the best. You can Google it online. King. What does it do? It takes care of our liver, our kidney, our stroke patients. It takes care of it. And we also have latte. Our Organo coffee latte take care of ulcer patients or migraine, anyone having migraine issue, and it take care of our skin. We also have Supreme. Our Supreme coffee take care of men, improves in energy of men. The waist pains, joint pains were being taken care of. Lot of testimonies already with all these products. And we also have Mocha. Organo Mocha take care of women libido and treats the menstruation cramps, the menstrual cramps of women. It also detoxifies the whole body and treats fibroid as well, the Mocha. We have a lot of testimony on that too. We have hot choco. Hot choco take care of obesity and autistic children. Also improves the sleep and appetite. It also helps and improves our children memory. It helps them to remember whatever they have been taught.
Awesome.
We also have the black coffee. The black coffee reduces sugar level and helps in the BP, and it increases the energy level. And the last but not the least is our green tea. Our green tea detoxifies the whole system, improves our eyesight, and it also helps in weight management. All our products are NAFDAC certified, and they are all have been used for several years. A lot of testimonies are surrounding it.
Awesome. So these products are on the website as well, so people can go there and see details of these.
www.organogold.com.
Awesome. Princess Abudo, let's talk to you right now. How can people get this product?
We'll be having a mega business conference coming up at MOV 21 Ring Road, Adeoyo Junction, this Wednesday, 26th of July. Ibadan, are you ready?
We are ready, indeed.
So it's going to be 12 noon. We bring to you a poverty eradication campaign through Organo Gold. We can't afford to keep complaining because you cannot take your complaint to an ATM machine and withdraw money. But through Organo Gold, I can assure you, you'll be living healthier and wealthier.
So once they come for the conference and training, they'll be told as to how they can get these products and other information.
Yes, exactly.
So how do people subscribe to being a part of this conference happening at MOV 21?
All right. So all you need to do is to send yes to our numbers, and then we'll give you all the information you need. You know, we have limited time on air, but when you contact us, you can be sure to get every information about Organo Gold.
Let's talk about the number.
Actually, Organo Gold has been existing for years, but a new complaint, a new CEO, a new management just bought the company in US, in America, and they brought a new compensation plan, which was launched on the 17th of June.
Amazing.
In Lagos, Nigeria. Just this year, 17th of June, it was launched. So it's a new way of compensating us. We need supermarkets that want to be ordering our product directly from the company, or we need distributors that are ready to supply this product to people outside there, and we need some people that want to partner with us as a stockist. They just want their money to work for them. We also need some people that want to use their money for shareholder from the company to partner as a shareholder, as a plan B of their work. We need them all. You don't have chance to come, you can say yes to us, or you have chance to come, say yes to us through WhatsApp. So if you send it through WhatsApp, you can start enjoying our online training. And if you send it through message, we send the address of the physical meeting on Thursday, this week Thursday. We send it yes to this number.
Let's call the
090 31 42 80 93 090 31 42 80 93
09031428093. Just send yes to this number, either on WhatsApp or regular message.
Yes.
Once you send yes, you're going to forward other details to the interested person.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Remember, all our products are NAFDAC certified.
And you can also come in as a franchise owner. You can empower people through this opportunity.
Amazing. So there, aside the health benefits, you're also getting monetary value of Organo Gold.
Honestly.
You don't want to sleep on this, so you've listened to it. So you want to make sure that you be a part of it. On Thursday, I believe, at MOV 21, once you send yes, details on that, I'll call the number once again, 0903 142 8093. Just send yes to that number and further details will be given to you. Now, don't say that we didn't bring an opportunity where you can make money. Now, there's an opportunity for money and also health. And like they say, health is wealth. Well, thank you so much, Organo Gold, for being a part of the program this morning. We're looking forward to the amazing meeting that will be happening on Thursday.
12 noon.
Remember to send yes to the number. One more time, let's call the number.
090 31 42 80
93.
All right, Organo Gold, as they say, they have a very interesting slogan. I saw that. Change your coffee, change your lifestyle. Good morning to you.
Thank you.
Junior, get inside. You don't want to let mosquitoes bite you, do you? I cannot treat malaria again, no.
Mama Junior, children will play. It is you that should keep your environment clean in order not to breed mosquitoes.
Even after netting the whole house and sleeping inside the insecticide-treated net?
Of course. Don't you know the state of your environment is as important as inside your house? Yes. When you get rid of stagnant water, at every space mosquitoes can breed, be rest assured, Junior can play all he wants.
My friend, the honorary doctor, I will do just that, so that my family can say bye-bye to mosquitoes.
Not just mosquitoes, but malaria.
Together, we can achieve a zero malaria society.
This message is from Solutions Nature 3.9 FM.
Woke up one Sunday morning, told my daddy I'm leaving home. Going off to the city tomorrow, even though I don't know where to go. And Daddy says, son, don't be a fool, 'cause life in the city is unbelievable. You could get broken, oh, you're just a little boy, and you may never find your way. And I said, I know I could get lost. I know I could get broken. Forgive me, Father, but I gotta take a chance. Oh, I'm already gone, so just pray for me. Pray I find my way. Oh, forgive me, Father, but I gotta take a chance. Oh, I'm already gone, so just pray for me. Pray I find my way. Oh, forgive me, Father, but I gotta take a chance. Oh, I'm already gone, so just pray for me. Hello, Daddy, how you doing? Hope Mama's doing okay. Been 4 years and 11 months now. Alone, it was true what you said to me. The life in the city is